Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I am your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some exciting and important news from around Hong Kong and beyond. First up, Hong Kong stocks took a nosedive, with the Hang Seng Index dropping 1.2%. The reason? New U.S. trade policies with Vietnam and other countries are making it tougher for Chinese exports, especially tech giants like Tencent, Alibaba, and JD.com. The market was jittery, and even Cloudbreak Pharma's debut saw shares plunge 39%. Next, let's talk about Hong Kong's real estate struggles. Emperor International reported a staggering 4.74 billion Hong Kong dollars loss, with property prices and rents falling sharply due to social unrest, COVID-19, and rising interest rates. Banks are hesitant to foreclose, which shows just how tough the property market is right now. It's a clear sign that the sector is still facing big challenges. And finally, a major milestone: China's first domestically built aircraft carrier, Shandong, arrived in Hong Kong waters for the first time. The visit included public tours and cultural exchanges, highlighting China's growing naval power. It's a powerful symbol of China's expanding military strength and the significance of Hong Kong's strategic location. Please continue to stay tuned for more detailed updates. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong stocks experienced their steepest decline in 2 weeks, with the Hang Seng Index dropping 1.2% amid rising U.S. trade tensions. The U.S. announced tariffs on Vietnamese exports and increased levies on goods transshipped through Southeast Asia, signaling a tougher stance that could impede Chinese goods shipped from offshore factories. Major tech giants like Tencent, Alibaba, and JD.com faced declines, while the market's mixed response was reflected in Japan's Nikkei and Australia's S&P ASX 200 falling slightly, contrasting with South Korea's Kospi gaining 0.7%. The U.S.'s layered trade approach, exemplified by tariffs on Vietnam and agreements with Canada and Mexico, poses a threat to China's export-driven economy, especially affecting assembly parts produced offshore to circumvent tariffs. Meanwhile, in the corporate arena, Cloudbreak Pharma's debut saw its shares plummet by 39%, highlighting the ongoing volatility across Asian markets. The South China Morning Post also details how Emperor International Holdings' financial struggles mirror the tumultuous state of Hong Kong's property sector. Once riding high with record property prices and abundant cheap financing, the company now faces a severe downturn triggered by social unrest, the COVID-19 pandemic, and rising interest rates, climbing over 5% between 2022 and 2023. Emperor reported a staggering 4.74 billion Hong Kong dollars loss for the year ending March 2025, more than doubling its previous deficit, with overdue bank borrowings totaling 16.6 billion Hong Kong dollars and breached loan covenants illustrating the depth of its crisis. The broader property market has suffered a 43% decline in office prices and a 35% drop in retail property values since 2019, complicating developers' efforts to meet debt obligations. Despite these challenges, some analysts suggest banks are hesitant to foreclose on defaulted properties, given the significant devaluation of commercial assets. Emperor's diversified empire, which includes entertainment ventures, continues to grapple with these economic headwinds, reflecting the broader struggles faced by Hong Kong's real estate industry. The South China Morning Post presents a compelling reminder that caring for oneself extends beyond maintaining physical health. It encompasses preparing for moments when health may decline to the point of incapacity. The article emphasizes the importance of legal tools such as enduring powers of attorney, EPA, and advance medical directives, AMD. These instruments empower individuals to safeguard their autonomy, ensuring their financial and medical wishes are respected when they can no longer make decisions. Through real-world examples, the article illustrates how lack of prior planning can lead to family conflicts and difficult choices, especially when facing serious illnesses. The recent legislative backing for AMDs in Hong Kong highlights a growing recognition of the need to uphold personal dignity and autonomy, providing legal clarity and protection for both patients and healthcare providers. This proactive approach allows individuals to define their care preferences and manage their assets, ultimately fostering peace of mind and respect for personal values even in life's most vulnerable moments. The South China Morning Post also delves into the world of fashion and personal expression through the story of Florence Huntington Whiteley, the younger sister of supermodel Rosie Huntington Whiteley. Growing up in Devon, UK, Florence initially believed high fashion was not her domain due to her casual style preferences, favoring comfort over dresses and heels. However, her perspective shifted after being scouted and encouraged by industry insiders, leading her to walk runways for prestigious brands like Alexander McQueen and Fendi. Florence's identity as a member of the LGBTQ+ community profoundly influences her approach to modeling, emphasizing authenticity and self-expression. Her journey reflects a broader narrative of self-discovery and resilience, culminating in her founding off-season, a retreat in Ibiza designed to help fashion industry insiders reconnect with nature and themselves. Her story underscores the importance of staying true to one's values and embracing personal comfort and authenticity amidst the glamorous yet often demanding world of fashion. The South China Morning Post offers practical inspiration for transforming outdoor spaces into personal sanctuaries, emphasizing that luxury and relaxation are accessible even in small urban environments. Interior designer Melissa Bowers advocates for creating multifunctional outdoor areas that foster meaningful experiences, blending natural elements with stylish, durable furniture. The trend toward blurring indoor and outdoor boundaries encourages thoughtful zoning, whether for gardening, dining, or lounging, using versatile furniture like modular sofas and vintage-inspired pieces. Incorporating biophilic design elements such as water features, fire pits, and lush greenery enhances tranquility and a sense of connection to nature. Small touches like outdoor rugs, cushions, mood lighting, and reflective water features can elevate any space into a peaceful retreat, even on a balcony or tiny patio. The article underscores that thoughtful design, natural materials, and strategic zoning can turn even modest outdoor areas into luxurious escapes reminiscent of glamorous destinations like St. Tropez, proving that creating a private outdoor paradise is within everyone's reach. The South China Morning Post vividly captures the essence of summer through the author's love for sweet corn, a quintessential symbol of sunshine and leisure. The narrative transports readers to Wan Chai's bustling wet market, where corn is sold at irresistibly low prices, fueling an obsession that manifests in the author's daily consumption of corn in various forms, from boiling to grilling, and even slow cooking in butter baths. Childhood memories flood back as the author recalls devouring corn during summer breaks in Canada, where vast fields of golden kernels were a staple, unadorned by salt or butter, emphasizing the natural sweetness of the crop. This nostalgic reflection underscores how sweet corn embodies the carefree spirit of summer, with the author's meticulous, OCD-inspired method of eating, stripping kernels row by row, highlighting a deeply personal ritual that enhances the sensory pleasure of this seasonal treat. The South China Morning Post also delves into the burgeoning world of fintech, illustrating how mainland Chinese firms are strategically leveraging Hong Kong's evolving cryptocurrency landscape. North King Information Technology, a Beijing-based company involved in digital yuan systems, has partnered with Hong Kong's Go Fintech Quantum Innovation to develop infrastructure supporting stablecoins and tokenized assets. This alliance aims to capitalize on Hong Kong's recent legal reforms, including the licensing of stablecoin issuers, which signals a significant shift in the city's stance towards digital currencies. The narrative emphasizes the potential for Hong Kong to become a global fintech hub, with Chinese tech giants like JD.com and Ant Group actively entering the stablecoin market, backed by the city's progressive legislation that could open the floodgates for Chinese businesses to participate in a regulated, international crypto ecosystem. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlights Hong Kong's tentative steps toward recognizing same-sex partnerships formed overseas, reflecting a society at a crossroads of tradition and progress. The proposed legislation would grant limited healthcare-related rights, such as hospital visitation, medical decision-making, and organ donation, to foreign-registered same-sex couples, provided at least one partner resides in Hong Kong. While this marks a modest advance, critics like Jimmy Sham argue that the measures are minimal and unfairly restrictive, as local same-sex couples remain without legal recognition. The proposal has ignited debate over societal acceptance, with pro-Beijing lawmakers resisting full marriage equality, citing traditional values, and activists pushing for more comprehensive rights, including housing and inheritance protections, which have seen some legal victories in recent years. The Associated Press further details Hong Kong's cautious approach to LGBTQ+ rights, outlining the government's plan to recognize certain overseas same-sex relationships through a registration system. This initiative responds to a 2023 court ruling that acknowledged the need to establish a framework for recognizing the legal rights of same-sex couples, though it stops short of full marriage recognition. Jimmy Sham, a prominent pro-democracy figure, questions the fairness of requiring couples to marry abroad for recognition, emphasizing the inequality faced by local same-sex couples. The proposed measures, while a step forward, are seen as conservative and incomplete by activists and advocacy groups, who fear that such limitations could lead to ongoing legal battles and societal divisions, especially amid a political climate that remains resistant to broader LGBTQ+ reforms. The Toronto Star reports a major health scare involving Oscar Mayer, as nearly 368,000 pounds of turkey bacon are being recalled due to potential listeria contamination. The fully cooked products, produced between April 24 and June 11, were shipped across the U.S., the British Virgin Islands, and Hong Kong, prompting consumers to discard or return them. Although no illnesses have been linked yet, listeria poses serious health risks, especially for vulnerable groups like pregnant women, the elderly, and immunocompromised individuals. The U.S. Department of Agriculture emphasizes the importance of strict food safety protocols, especially after recent outbreaks linked to deli meats, highlighting the ongoing efforts to prevent such dangerous contamination and protect public health. The South China Morning Post vividly describes China's naval show of strength as the aircraft carrier Shandong makes a historic 5-day visit to Hong Kong, marking the first time a domestically built carrier has docked there. The massive 70,000-ton vessel, accompanied by missile destroyers and frigates, is a symbol of China's expanding military prowess and regional ambitions. The visit includes public tours and cultural exchanges, amid heightened political significance, coinciding with Hong Kong's 28th anniversary of sovereignty transfer. This port call follows recent extensive military exercises in the South and East China Seas, showcasing China's enhanced blue water navy capabilities. The event underscores China's strategic intent and its desire to project power, while also serving as a diplomatic gesture amid ongoing regional tensions. The South China Morning Post also highlights the inspiring journey of Rico Kwok, a former Brazilian jiu-jitsu athlete turned ultramarathon runner from Hong Kong, who defied her lack of prior running experience to participate in a groundbreaking 6-day ultramarathon supported by Lululemon. Her story exemplifies resilience, as she trained intensively for a year, overcoming challenges like anemia and the physical demands of long-distance running. Her participation in the further event, which gathered data on women's endurance and physiology, revealed crucial insights into female performance, emphasizing the need for gender-specific research and support in ultra sports. Kwok's experience underscores the importance of tailored training, scientific understanding, and mental fortitude, illustrating how women are breaking barriers in endurance sports and challenging traditional notions of athletic capability. The the Sydney Morning Herald reports on the turbulent state of the U.S. stock market, which is cautiously rising ahead of key employment data. Despite the Dow Jones slipping slightly, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq are on the rise, driven by optimism over corporate earnings and the rally of Tesla, which surged 4.6% after delivering nearly 374,000 vehicles last quarter, beating analyst expectations despite a 13% sales decline year-over-year. Meanwhile, Microsoft announced job cuts impacting about 9,000 employees as it refocuses on artificial intelligence initiatives, reflecting ongoing efforts to control costs amid economic uncertainties. The bond market shows mixed signals, with Treasury yields fluctuating as investors await the jobs report, which could influence Federal Reserve interest rate decisions, especially if weak employment figures prompt rate cuts. International markets are also mixed, with France's CAC 40 rising and Japan's Nikkei falling, highlighting global economic tensions linked to U.S.-China trade negotiations and tariffs. The Sydney Morning Herald delves into the controversial personal life of Australian billionaire Richard White, founder of WiseTech, revealing a saga of property dealings, legal disputes, and allegations of inappropriate conduct. White's relationships with women, including WiseTech employees and beautician Kimberly Kvitash, have led to confidential settlements, property investments, and public scrutiny. Kvitash, who flew with White to Hong Kong, received lavish support, monthly allowances, surgeries, and a lakeside property, raising questions about White's influence and conduct. White's financial dealings extend to questionable loans and property investments, including a $70 million loan to a former associate involved in firebombings linked to organized crime, and property purchases at significant losses. His associations with figures involved in firebombings and organized crime, alongside property transactions with a history of controversy, paint a complex picture of a businessman entangled in legal and ethical issues, with ongoing investigations revealing the darker side of his personal and financial life. Nikkei Asia reports on Comac's bid to acquire a majority stake in Lao Airlines, sparking concerns over Chinese influence in Southeast Asia's transportation sector. The Chinese state-owned aircraft manufacturer's proposal to hold at least 51% of the struggling airline raises eyebrows due to its unusual nature, an aircraft maker seeking control of an airline, highlighting geopolitical tensions. Critics warn that such a move could deepen China's economic and strategic footprint in Laos, especially amid the country's financial struggles and reliance on Chinese debt for infrastructure projects like the Laos-China Railway. The potential takeover could give China control over key transportation infrastructure, raising fears of a debt trap and increased political influence, as Laos attempts to recover from pandemic-related revenue declines and currency devaluation. This development signals a broader push by China to expand its regional presence through unconventional investments, blurring the lines between commercial interests and geopolitical strategy. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn the lights on.